But first, it's the week before Christmas. It's the time when we're all trying to put the last-minute touches on our Christmas plans and, where possible, avoid wholesale changes. Every year we play Sandringham Bingo as we try and work out who is and isn't invited to the Royal Christmas and who is and isn't going. And it's never quite as simple as it should be. And while the Sussexes are usually the biggest question mark, this year Prince Andrew has planted himself firmly in those headlines. Now, we spoke on the show last week about a report that a confidant of Prince Andrew lost an appeal against his ban from entering the UK on the basis that this particular person, known as H6, was a Chinese spy. Now, the fallout of this scandal means that Andrew is apparently no longer attending Christmas at Sandringham with the rest of the royal family. The Duchess of York, well, she has managed to engineer an adequately graceful change of plans as royal observers keenly watch on. But really, after a very challenging 2024, this was the last thing the royal family needed as the year draws to a close. Joining me now is Daily Express royal reporter Pandora Forsyth and News Corp columnist Angela Mollard. Pandora, it's probably prudent that Andrew won't join the Royal Christmas. What are you hearing on the ground from everyday Britons about this?
Yeah, I think people completely understand the King's position on this one. They've had a really difficult few years. And as you said, Caroline, this is the last thing that they needed, quite frankly, before Christmas. But it's interesting because the King is actually grateful at the moment for Fergie being around. Now, if this was 20 years ago, perhaps it would have been a different story. But the fact that Andrew is listening to Fergie on this and stepping away from the Christmas. Yesterday, we did see a Christmas lunch going on, and Eugenie was there with Beatrice, but her father was nowhere to be seen. But also, this Christmas, Eugenie and Beatrice are spending Christmas with their in-laws. So every which way of looking at it, there is no excuse for Andrew to turn up to Sandringham this year. But what is also interesting is, given all of the mixed press that we've had with Andrew over the past few years, which there's not enough time to talk about now, ladies, but if there was, I think the fact that this year he's not going, despite all of the previous years he's been able to go, bar the pandemic, I think says it all really about their personal relationship as well as their public one.